Welcome back to The Talk Tonight, happening this week, maybe even in your child's classroom. Students are sitting down, sharpening their pencils for another round of standardized tests. As the grading rubrics are stricter than ever before, more students are opting not to sit down and put their pencils to paper. We are joined tonight by Christopher Colabello, the Regional Director for the New York State United Teachers Union. And this, it seems, Chris, is one of the hottest topics in terms of education these days.
It really is.
Yes, and just to start, I want to make sure that folks understand that we support the Common Core standards. We think that the Common Core standards provide a clear and consistent way, expectations for kids in terms of what they need to know to be successful in the global economy.
So what's the
and we
problem
support
then this
the core
year?
standards. The problem is that the state is requiring us to test kids on material that hasn't been taught yet. The Common Core hasn't been fully implemented. And that's a problem. It's not fair to kids to do that.
That seems to be only part of the problem, though. That maybe this has just been the moment where it's really started to become apparent that teachers and parents seem to be growing quite weary of all the testing that's going on, and that perhaps there is too much teaching to the test, that teaching isn't what it once was in terms of creativity, and that it's not just about the Common Core testing, but it's also about testing in general, that maybe it's gone too far at this point.
Yes, there's an incredible amount of frustration regarding the standardized tests themselves, the time it takes to take those tests, the time to prepare, and that time and focus on standardized testing is taking away time from instruction. And in addition, there's a cost to prepare for those tests and have those materials. And this is all happening in the context where we've just come off of 3 years of massive education cuts. We've lost almost 3,000 education positions in this region alone over the last 3 years.
Chris, you know, we contacted the State Education Department today to kind of get their perspective on all of this and how they're sort of trying to work in conjunction with school districts with regards to this problem. They said, you know, listen, this is about giving kids a good education, preparing them for college and beyond, and that if 95% of students in one specific school don't take this test, they could eventually lose out on state funding. So in the end, are parents hurting their own children?
Well, you know, our position on parents having their students opt out is we neither encourage or discourage parents from having their students opt out. That's an individual decision in terms of what they feel is best for their children.
But it seems that the ramifications here in the end could be pretty dire.
Well, what NYSUT is, what we're suggesting parents do is go to our website, NYSUT.org, and sign a petition to express the frustration with the standardized tests. We acknowledge that tests have a role to play in educating kids, but we have to find and restore the balance of how we assess students. And we think multiple measures should be used, not just to focus on standardized tests. And that's the crux of the problem, is that there's an overemphasis on the standardized tests.
And not to mention, there are plenty of districts that are doing a great job, that are obviously doing a great job, yet they have to go through the same testing as a district that maybe historically has not done as well, which is, I know you want it to be across the board, but it seems to be hindering excellence in some cases.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Chris, we appreciate you coming in, and we'll continue to talk about this topic. We appreciate that.
Yeah, and it seems almost, finally, civil disobedience. It seems that this is kind of what parents
are. What it is, but he's officially said he can't endorse it.
Yeah, but it seems as if that's sort of what parents are. They want to send a message.
Yes,
really.
they do, which is interesting. As always, we appreciate you participating in the talk tonight. Remember, you're always invited to join our conversation. You can leave your comments on our Facebook page, also our website, and Twitter, #TheTalkCNY.
All right, let's switch gears tonight. Head out to the web.